So a lot of people think that in New Jersey, the property in a divorce is divided 50-50. That is not true. So in New Jersey, what we do is equitable distribution, which does not mean equal. It means fair distribution. So for example, someone could keep the house while the other person keeps the retirement assets. Some person could keep most of the bank accounts while the other person has the vehicles. It can be mixed and matched based on what is fair for your family. Equitable distribution is what we have in New Jersey. So many states have community property laws. New Jersey is not one of them. We do what we call equitable distribution, which is the fair and equitable distribution of assets and liabilities, by the way, in a given divorce. So a lot of people think about the assets that are divided in New Jersey, but we also talk about the debts that are divided. Maybe there's a lot of credit card debt, or we need to think about the mortgage on the marital property and so forth. So everything is considered in dividing the assets and the liabilities in New Jersey in equitable distribution. So in New Jersey, when you're talking about equitable distribution, the phrase I like to use is aisle to file. The day that you got married until the day that somebody files a complaint for divorce, or we agree on a date that the marriage is actually over. And what happens in the middle, essentially everything that is collected during that time, including income, real estate, retirement assets, bank accounts, investment accounts, vehicles, it's all part of what we talk about when we talk about equitable distribution. In New Jersey, when we're talking about the marital residence, it's just part of the marital estate that does get divided up. So there are a few different options. One spouse could keep the house, and some of my clients who want to keep the children, for example, in the house will keep the house and give one of the spouses that house. Or you can sell the house and split the proceeds in equitable distribution. And those are the basic options if you're talking about the marital residence in a divorce in the state of New Jersey. It has a lot to do with how the family will be organized going forward. So in New Jersey, equitable distribution also includes businesses. So I get a lot of questions, oh, do I have to give up half of my business in the case of divorce? No, because we have a process that we go through. We have a business valuation. So we have a certified public accountant who specializes in business valuations come in and value the business. And then it's not generally 50%. So the person who is actually running the business, with some exceptions, will maintain the majority of that asset in equitable distribution. And in order for the spouse to waive their portion of that business, it's a lesser percentage. So it's really not a 50-50 situation. But if we're going to be dividing this asset in the divorce, we need to first make an inquiry as to what that business is actually worth. And for that, we employ a variety of experts to get to that answer.